Some moments are so heavy that they sit in your chest for years, waiting for the wrong day to spill out. This is a story about one of those moments and how a single act of kindness changed everything. If you've ever felt one paycheck away from losing it all, or one honest confession away from losing your job, this story will feel uncomfortably familiar. Stay with me, because what happens next might restore your faith in people. Before we begin, if stories like this touch your heart and remind you that kindness still exists in the world, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to share more stories like this here on your channel name. Now, let's begin. Michael Carter never planned to be a single dad. 5 years earlier, his life looked completely different. He had a wife, a shared dream, and a small but hopeful home in a quiet Ohio neighborhood. Then cancer showed up without warning. In less than a year, his wife was gone, and Michael was left holding a 3-year-old boy who kept asking when mommy was coming home. From that moment on, Michael lived in survival mode. Every morning at 5 a.m., his alarm went off. He'd make peanut butter sandwiches, pack a lunchbox with cartoon stickers, and gently wake his son, Noah. After dropping Noah at daycare, Michael drove straight to his job at a mid-sized logistics company in downtown Columbus. Michael was good at his job, not flashy, not loud, just dependable. He stayed late, fixed problems quietly, and never complained. His boss, Daniel Harper, was known around the office as tough, distant, and intimidating. The kind of executive who didn't do small talk and expected results. Michael admired him from a distance and feared him just as much. What Daniel didn't know was how close Michael was to falling apart. Daycare costs were rising. Noah had started getting sick more often. Medical bills piled up. Michael hadn't bought new clothes in years. Some nights he skipped dinner so Noah could have seconds. Then came the email. Mandatory meeting, Friday, 9 a.m., no subject line, no explanation. By Thursday night, Michael couldn't sleep. Rumors were flying around the office, layoffs, budget cuts, restructuring. Michael stared at the ceiling while Noah slept beside him, clutching a worn-out stuffed dinosaur. Friday morning arrived too fast. Michael sat in the conference room, palms sweaty, heart racing. Daniel Harper stood at the front, serious as ever. He talked about performance, efficiency, and accountability. Then he dismissed everyone, except Michael. "Michael, stay back," Daniel said. The room emptied, the door closed. Michael felt his throat tighten. Daniel sat down across from him. "You've been distracted lately." Michael nodded. "Yes, sir. Late arrivals, missed deadlines. That's not like you." Michael stared at his hands. He had rehearsed a dozen explanations, but none of them came out. Instead, something inside him cracked. "I need to tell you something," Michael said quietly. Daniel leaned back, arms crossed. "Go on." Michael swallowed hard. "I'm a single dad. My wife passed away. I've been trying to handle everything, but—" His voice shook. "I'm struggling." Daniel didn't interrupt. Michael took a deep breath, then the words tumbled out. "There are nights I sit in my car before work and imagine telling you the truth, imagined being honest, imagined what it would feel like to ask for help instead of pretending I'm fine." He finally looked up. His eyes were wet. "You have no idea how many times I've imagined this," Michael said, "but I was always too afraid." The room was silent. Daniel Harper didn't look angry. He looked human. He stood up slowly and walked to the window. After a long pause, he said something Michael never expected. "I know exactly how that feels." Daniel turned around. 10 years ago, I was you. Different details. Same fear." Michael froze. "My wife left. I had custody of my daughter. I nearly lost everything because I thought asking for help meant weakness." Daniel sat back down, his voice calmer now. "I promised myself that if I ever had the power to make things easier for someone in that position, I would." Michael's chest felt tight. "I'm not asking for special treatment," he said quickly. "I just didn't want to lie anymore." Daniel nodded. "Honesty takes courage." Then he said the words that changed Michael's life. We're going to make this work. Daniel explained that the company had flexible schedules Michael didn't know about, remote work options, emergency family leave. He approved a modified schedule on the spot. Then he added something unexpected. I'm also starting a childcare support program next quarter. You just gave me the final push. Michael could barely speak. Thank you, was all he managed. Daniel stood and extended his hand. Thank you for trusting me. That afternoon, Michael picked up Noah early. They went to the park. For the first time in months, Michael felt like he could breathe. But the kindness didn't stop there. Over the next few weeks, Daniel checked in, not as a boss, but as someone who cared. Coworkers quietly stepped up, offering to help cover shifts. One even passed along a box of gently used kids' clothes with a note that read, "From one parent to another." Michael started sleeping again, laughing again. One night, as he tucked Noah into bed, his son looked up and said, "Daddy, you smile more now." Michael hugged him tightly. Months later, Michael was promoted, not because of pity, but because his performance soared once the weight was lifted. He became a mentor to new employees, especially those struggling quietly. And Daniel Harper? He became known not just as a tough executive, but as a leader who listened. Years later, Michael would tell this story to others, always ending with the same lesson. Kindness doesn't always look like grand gestures. Sometimes it looks like listening, like believing someone when they finally tell the truth, like choosing compassion when authority gives you the option not to. Because you never know how many times someone has imagined asking for help, or how badly they need a kind response. So if you're watching this today, remember this. Your kindness could be the moment someone survives. Your understanding could be the reason someone keeps going. And that can change a life forever. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, share it with someone who might need it. And let's keep spreading kindness, one story at a time.